NBA prop edges of the day brought to you by Prize Picks. We're going to start with this early game. Over in Charlotte, we've got their center who should go over 7.5 points. He's gone over in 65% of games without Mason Plumlee, averaging 8 points a game. Cleveland allows the 10th most points per game to centers. 57% of centers have gone over their points prop against Cleveland in the last 10 games. LaMelo Ball, it makes me nervous because he's part of propaganda, one of the most bet on props of the day. But against teams that are bottom 10 against the three, he's averaging 4 threes and 21.5 points per game and 20 points a game at home in those spots. Cleveland allows the 7th most threes per game. Usage should be high with the short spread. Cleveland's guard, Jalen Tyson, over 15.5 points. Hakeem also talked about this. He's averaging 16.5 points per game without Darius Garland. He's gone over in 8 of the last 9 without Garland. So with that Garland injury, they still haven't fully adjusted to the number yet. So I would take the over on his points. When I was looking at the Cleveland bigs, I always like to try to decipher between them. Evan Mobley under rebounds or under PRA stood out. He's actually gone under his points, rebounds, and assists of 32.5 in 65% of road games, averaging 29 points, rebounds, and assists. He's averaging against teams top 10 in rebounding, averaging 16 points and 7 rebounds a game. He's getting a Charlotte team that's actually allowed the 2nd fewest rebounds per game to their opponents. Jarrett Allen also struggling on the boards, averaging 7 rebounds a game and 13 points when against teams that are top 10 in rebounds allowed to their opponents. Pascal Siakam, I only like to bet him on the road. That's when his numbers are better. He's gone over in 6 of 8 road games without Mathurin, his points and assists. He's also gone over in 69% of losses without Mathurin. So even though this is a decent-sized spread of 11, even if they are losing games, the Pacers still have Siakam in the game long enough and producing enough without Benedict Mathurin to go over these points and assists. It helps that 65% of power forwards have gone over their points and assists against Boston in the last 10 games. A trend to know, I'm not betting it because I don't like that it's hit so much, and eventually all good things come to an end, especially with a large spread. But Karl-Anthony Towns has had some great games against the Brooklyn Nets. He's gone over his points, rebounds, and assists in all of his last 6 games against the Brooklyn Nets. It's an NBA on now. So because of those numbers, averaging 28.5 points a game against the Nets, I think you're getting a decent number here, not because necessarily it's fishy line, but because his numbers, Cat, have been down, averaging 18 points a game in his last 10. So maybe that's why you're getting like certain numbers not as high as his 28.5 points per game against the Nets, but he's always crushed the Nets, Karl-Anthony Towns. Michael Porter Jr., though, over 24.5 points or over 3.5 threes, getting a team bottom 10 against the 3 in the Knicks, who have allowed the 3rd most threes per game. MPJ against teams bottom 10 against the 3, averaging 26 points a game and just under 4 threes. On the road, he's actually averaging 31 points a game. So MPJ on the road has shot better. He just had, the last time they faced the Knicks, he didn't have a good game, but the time before that was at MSG, and he had 4 threes and 25 points. So MPJ overs are in play. One of my favorite plays of the day, Jaylen Wells over his points plus rebounds at 11.5. I posted this earlier on my X page. This was the first play I posted of the day on Pickett. I love this play. He's gone over his points and rebounds in 75% of home games, 5 straight, averaging just under 17 points and rebounds. Atlanta's allowing the 6th most points per game and 5th most rebounds. 80% of small forwards have gone over their rebound prop against Atlanta. 60% of small forwards went over their points prop against Atlanta in the last 10 games. So I really like the Jaylen Wells overs tonight. I think he has a good matchup with Atlanta struggling against small forwards. I know that earlier Hakeem was talking about the Nickeil Alexander-Walker threes or points. It's a good matchup since he's getting a Memphis team that's allowing the 6th most threes per game. My issue with it, his numbers drop on the road. So I'm staying away because I don't like that his numbers drop on the road. Giannis Antetokounmpo, it is a good matchup. I just don't like that it's a 9.5 point spread. But last year, the Bucks faced OKC when OKC was without their center, Isaiah Hartenstein, and Giannis had 30 points and 19 rebounds. He's gone over his points prop in 67% of home games, Giannis. Against teams bottom 10 in rebounds allowed, he's averaging 31 points and 12 rebounds. Giannis has hit his points, rebounds, and assists 80% of the time, 70% points and assists. At home, Giannis is averaging 34 points and 14 rebounds against teams that are bottom 10 in rebounds allowed. OKC's allowing the 7th most rebounds per game. So you could look to some Giannis overs. Lou Dort over his points. I know he's inconsistent, but on the road, he's averaging 2.5 threes and 12 points per game. Milwaukee allows the 9th most threes, and Dort's going to get a lot of those shots up against this bad perimeter defense. So I think that you're going to get a decent game out of Lou Dort tonight. I think this number at 8.5 for even money is pretty low. A back-to-back, Russell Westbrook on second legs of back-to-backs has gone under 6.5 assists in 6 of 7. Toronto allows the 4th fewest assists per game. That was at plus 110. IQ over his assists or rebounds plus assists. He's gone over 9.5 rebounds plus assists in all 4 road back-to-backs. Sacramento's allowing the 6th most rebounds per game. Brandon Ingram over 3.5 assists. He's gone over this in 62% of road games. He's averaging, actually, Ingram 4.5 assists per game without RJ Barrett and Jakob Poeltl. Sacramento allows the 10th most assists per game.